Three. Hi, good morning everyone. Welcome to our annual general meeting of Mentara Senior Berhad. So I'm glad to see you guys after so long of not seeing each other. And as it is clear that this is actually our first time hosting an online annual meeting. So it is new to me to see that all these empty seats are not taken. And I believe that all of us are in our own separate meeting room. So those who are present now is me, myself, the CEO, Dato' Johan, the CFO, Jalil, Marketing Director, Datin, and our Legal Advisor, Simon. So I will proceed with Dato' Johan to discuss on our agenda. Just before Dato' Johan start, I would just like to say that this meeting will be approximately around 15 minutes. So, Dato' Johan.
Thank you, Tan Sri. So, and also thank you to everyone who is here. Since everyone is here, we should go through to the agenda first. So the first agenda that we'll be discussing today is regarding the auditor independence. And also the second agenda would be whether we want to rotate the audit firm or partner. But before we go into that, me and my team has been researching in forming our very own internal audit department. So we think that forming our own internal department is going to make the company to be even better. So even though we will incur a little bit higher costs, but to have someone to manage the internal audit department with such deep understanding of the company will make it easier for us to improve and to assess our internals. So how about you, Jalil? Have you guys prepared the budget for the outsourcing option?
Yes, we have. Looking at the budget that we have, I think that outsourcing for an internal auditor would bring more benefit to us as having an internal auditor team. Would mean that we also would have to spend more money on our employees to train and equip them with the knowledge and tools to be able to perform internal audits properly. Furthermore, we would also need to ensure that they are certified to be able to complete the audit work accurately and precisely. In our case, I think that our audit committee is lacking the knowledge and expertise in internal audit functions, which leads to my opinion that it is highly discouraged that we should adopt an in-house team, audit team, as the reputation of our audit committee is very questionable. With that being said, what are your opinions, Datin, Jasmine?
Thank you, Jalil. Why do you want to outsource? There will be some negative things that we have to face. It seems like if we choose to outsource, it can be costly as we need to have more budget on it. It also will be time consuming as I believe that the person does not know anything yet and will have to take time to know everything from the start. So what do you guys think?
Yeah, I think I am with Datin Jasmine, because as you can see that if we choose to outsource, we do not know what kind of problems that will be arise. So how about the others?
As for problems that will arise, I think that there will be more problems in training our employees to do our audit work, even as they do not have the proper knowledge and do not know how to perform the internal audit work properly, which may lead us to many issues in the future regarding the requirements that is needed by Besar Malaysia. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with Jalil actually, because I think we are actually incapable of hiring our own internal audit. And I believe that hiring a technical expertise would be more costly. And since we have a mix of opinions now, I believe that we should do a show of hands, those who are in favor of outsourcing the internal auditor. All right, that sums the majority. And since we are kind of in a rush, can we move on to our next agenda?
So now that the first agenda is settled and resolved, let's move on to the next agenda on rotation of the auditors. What about Mac and Co? Should we change or stick with them? I believe we should stick with them because since they have been with us for quite a long time, and it reduces the time taken to get used to the new internal auditor.
I agree with that too. I think that we should not rotate our auditor as it will be costly to hire them and it will be time consuming for our staff to explain things from scratch to ensure they get used to our financial system. Moreover, I prefer Mac and Co as they've been working with us for years and all I can say is that I am comfortable working with them.
But you see, Mac and Co has been with us since the establishment, and they are also our internal auditor. But now that we would want to outsource our internal auditor, I believe that we should stick with them. However, we should change the audit team members every 5 years, and the audit partner should also change every 5 years. And for Mac and Co, I think it is fine because we can be with the same audit firm for around 15 to 20 years. So I don't think so that should be any problem. What do you think, Simon? Do you agree with us?
I think just like what has been said by Tan Sri, I do think rotating auditors for every 5 years is required. So rotating auditors are meant for improving their practices and independence as an auditor. Not to forget, I can say that there's a lot of potential threats to independence that can be happening if you continue to use Mac and Co as our internal auditor.
But why? Why is it threats to independence? What do you mean by that?
Okay, so for instance, self-review threats can occur. So this type of threat exists if the auditor is auditing his own work or work that is done by others in the same firm. So not only Mac and Co is providing us external audit service, but also internal audit service. How confusing can that be? So this will surely affect them to form an unbiased audit opinion on Mentara Berhad since they are basically reviewing their own work.
Yeah, yes, I agree because rotating is always the better option, and we will have some new fresh eyes to see things, and maybe the mindset for their approach is different in auditing. So maybe we should stick with Mac and Co. However, we just rotate the team members and rotate the team partner for every 5 years. And furthermore, Mac and Co has been with us since the establishment, right?
Yes, exactly. So they have become too close with our management. And this long-term relationship will also cause familiarity threat. They can become too trusting of our claims and rotation will help to reduce this tendency. So in short, I do think rotating is a better choice. So with these issues, audit will be viewed with fresh eyes and enhancing their professional skepticism as an auditor.
With all that being said, I think we should move away from Mac and Co as our internal auditor, as there is a risk to our company's reputation in performing our audit work. As for the appointment of the new internal auditor, we will provide our suggestions in the next meeting. As for the rotation of the members in the audit team, I think that is important and vital as it is a cost-effective way of increasing the independence between the auditor and the clients. The limit of the period would also eliminate the familiarity threat that is opposed to our company. Furthermore, it will also bring about a positive peer review effect and bring about a new, fresh perspective.
Okay.
Over to you, Chairman.
Thank you so much, Jalil. I believe that we have come to a point where we are all agreeing on this. So just to sum it up, that we are going to outsource our internal audit to a new audit firm, and we are going to stick with Mac and Co as our external auditor, but we are going to change the audit partner and audit every 5 years. So does anyone oppose to this new resolution? If not, we can proceed. So no one opposed. So I believe that sums the resolution of this current meeting. Thank you so much, everyone, for attending. I will see you guys soon. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you. The meeting is officially adjourned.